everyone. Thanks for coming down. It's a big amount of people here. We've really grown. So welcome to Gibraltar Startup Community. It's pretty much a journey. We've grown phenomenally over the past few months, and it's all been down to all of you who've come down. And today we're going to be talking through hospitality startups, and we're also going to be giving an introduction about creating a sales funnel. But first, what the startup community is. So at the moment we're doing monthly events, and we'll just do monthly meetups where we have a couple of speakers come down and really talk through tips for anyone who's interested in a startup and doing it themselves, or for anyone who's looking to invest, or any element of a startup. This is the place to be. We're a not-for-profit organisation, and ultimately we want to put Gibraltar on the map for startups. By 2020, our vision is to have Gibraltar as a place to start up one of your companies in Europe. Sounds like a big ambition, maybe, but we're definitely on our way there. As I said, we've grown to over 250 members in just over 6 months, which is phenomenal in Gibraltar. And to get 50 people down on a Thursday night is always a hard task. So inevitably, what is a startup? There's two ways you can really look at it. I'll probably identify more with this one. So a startup is a temporary organization in search of a scalable, repeatable, and profitable business model. So for those of you who do have a mechanical mind, this is probably what you'll identify with more when you're going to approach setting up a new business. For those of you who are a bit more passionate, it's about making something people love and spending less than you make. There's definitely a lot of people I know who fall into this category. This is the passion that will keep you trolling through those long, hard nights when you've got your deliverables when you're growing your business. So at the moment, the startup community is it's about 4 or 5 of us. We have Amina, Reza, Alex, myself, Rafa, and Stan has recently joined us. He's standing behind the camera over here. So tonight's all down to La Sala for putting up the venue, and also providing some of the complimentary drinks. Easy office, fair game studio, and UX aspect. Shortly we'll be allowing more sponsors, but I'll go into that after we have the talk this evening. So without further ado, what we're going to be talking about tonight. So we've very luckily got Chris Cousins, who's the Chief Revenue Officer, famous for media here in Gibraltar, and he's going to be talking about how to create a sales funnel in any business. So please give a warm welcome to Chris.
Well, good evening, guys. It's really nice to be here and to speak with all of you. And the first time I came to the Gibraltar Startup was actually last month, and it was on St. Patrick's Day. I was just so impressed that there's 50+ people in this little room above Irish Town that would prefer to be learning about starting and growing businesses rather than going down to the pub and getting drunk. So I happen to think this is a group that's worth getting involved with. This is a group that really is encouraging startups in Gibraltar and in the community around here, and it's a great thing. Personally, I've been involved in startups since I was 18. I've been involved in 6 startups and the 7th one now, and one of which you might know is La Finca restaurant near Alcanesa. Aside from that, I've been involved in a number of businesses, finance related and also manufacturing related. But what we're going to talk about today is how you can create a sales funnel and how you can use basically a proven system to grow your business regardless of what type of business you're in. It doesn't matter if you're a jeweler down on Main Street, it doesn't make a difference if you're a lawyer or an accountant. This system will grow your business, and if you haven't started your business yet, it's a great way of learning if you have a market without investing a ton of money and potentially having a massive loss. Because that's something we never want as a startup. We don't want to have business failures, although you learn tons from them, they're not particularly nice. Learning to sell. Everyone in this room either owns a business, has owned a business, or wants to start a business. Sales, without a question, is the most important business function, right? End of the day, it doesn't matter what you are, you're a salesman. Because without it, without customers, you're dead. You have nothing. So, main problem when you're launching a business? Finding customers, right? Where do you find your customers? Now, this is an interesting point. If you're expanding a business, what's the main problem? Again, it's finding more customers. And if you're starting a business and you don't know where your customers are, stop what you're doing and start researching the business you want to get into, because you need to know where you need to dangle that fishing line in order to get the customers you want. Like if you were going to go out fishing for tuna, you wouldn't go down to the river, right? You go out into the straits and you go hunting for tuna. So you need to know where your market lives, where they hang out, before any of this will work. And the other key thing you need to have is a product people want. This is actually a system which is based on a process which is called successive approximations. And the easiest way for me to explain this is, imagine your son, who's just got his driver's license, wants to borrow the car. Okay? And he says, hey, Dad, can I borrow the car? Where are you going to go? Oh, I'm going to go down the road to the store. Okay, I'll let you borrow the car to go to the store. Then next few days he comes back and he goes, can I borrow the car for the weekend? Because you said yes the first time, there's a high likelihood that you will say yes the second time if the immediate result was positive. Now, if your son went and crashed the car, you're not going to go let him go and drive it again, yeah? So that's what successive approximations really is, okay? Step one in the system that I'm going to describe is what I call the lead generator. And this is what we all need. We need leads to come to our business to be able to sell them something. So it's all about finding prospects. How do we find new customers? It's easy. We prove to them what we promise our business is able to offer. The way we do this, if we're in legal services or we're in an information business where we consult with others, is free information, right? Come in. I'm going to help you optimize your taxes. Come in. I'm going to help you sort your legal situation out and understand it for 30 minutes. This allows the customer to interact with you, start to trust you, and get them saying yes to the next appointment. It could be a free product offer. If you're a restaurant, come in for a free tasting. It could be a free trial. Like Netflix, for example, great example. They offer you a 30-day free trial of their services. And people that use it again and again, and then start to pay. But the goal is essentially show off your product or service. Customer gets a taste for the product without any obligation whatsoever. Builds trust and relationships with your prospective customer. So this brings us to step two. Once you got the guy in, you essentially what you did was you exchanged information or exchange a product or a sample for the right to then go back to them and try to sell to them. So now it's all about getting some money out of them, because then it's going to associate value with what we're offering. So this is about converting a prospect into a customer. At its root, what you're looking to do is get a customer to spend a very small amount of money, or in relation to what your core product is, a very small amount of money, but in return get huge value. What many businesses do is they fail to do this step. And what they do is they dangle a carrot, they get them in, but then they go for the big hit. They go for the big sale. But that doesn't really work because you gave them something for free the first time. They didn't associate product and exchange for money. What you need to do is exchange a small amount of money for a very big value. So some examples. Netflix. Pay only $1 for a month subscription. So to extend your initial trial, they have you pay $1. You get used to spending money with the company. Spotify is another good example. They do the same thing. Try our premium service for free for 30 days, then they charge a very small amount of money, or at least they used to in the beginning, for you to extend it for 90 days. It gets you hooked on the product. At my restaurant, La Finca, we would do things like wine tasting in the beginning, spend €10 and you basically get a whole meal with lots of wine. It brings in a lot of new business and it gets people used to spending money and getting value from your products. Legal, exactly, you got the guy in for a face-to-face in the beginning. Now, what do? You go and get him in to pay a small amount of money to finish the initial job, right? So the goal of the step 2 is turn the prospect into a customer. They become a customer when there's an exchange of money for goods. It's to get the customer to appreciate the value of your product by paying a small amount of money, and it builds a huge amount of trust. And then finally, if you're successful, it gets the customer hooked on the product, and you're going to get them back again and again and again. And then that brings us to step 3, which is your milestone sale. Now this is where it all really comes down to. The step 2, if you successfully did step 1 and step 2, you're going to get the real big money sale. What this is when most people start the sales, this is where most companies make the big mistake. They start the sales process at this point. If you start the sales process at this point, it's going to result in a 20% conversion rate if you're lucky. If you're lucky. So that means for 100 guys that walk into your store, 20 might buy something. Now, if you followed step 1 and 2, you're going to get a 90% conversion rate, or at least that's what a lot of companies get. Netflix, for example, it's 93%. 93% of the guys that sign up for Netflix stick with it for a long time. The key is creating a long-term profitable customer. It's not just ending it here, right? So if we just end it here, all we would do is cover our marketing costs. Because the cost to get a customer in our door is quite high. For a bank or for a finance company, just to click on a link on Google is about $14 a click. So if you're a bank or finance or lender, you're spending a huge amount of money just to get the guy on the website. What you need to do once they're on the website is convert it into a sale. And tons of businesses just stop at that point. They don't continue the process. So example, again, Spotify now charges you $9.99 a month. That was a milestone sale. So the goals of step 3, you acquire the customer, you get them in the door. You're going to build the relationship. You have their trust now. You're building revenue at this point to reinvest into this process. What you want to constantly do is take the money you earned from the first big sale, put it back into the beginning, and continue your pipeline, continue your funnel of customers coming in the door. So step 4, I call it your profit multiplier. And this is the time to really make money. It's to take the initial customer and turn it into a total profit center. The way you do this is by upselling or by cross-selling. What is upselling? Upselling is when you want to book an economy ticket on Virgin Atlantic, and then they give you that little video that shows the premium economy and the big leg room you got. And then you go, oh, that sounds pretty good. I'd like some extra leg room. It's only 54 pounds more. You go for that. Then what it does is it's an upsell. It's a huge profit maker for Virgin. The key to this is really making the sale right away. If the customer is in a buying mood, they're going to go ahead and they're going to buy more. As long as the product you're trying to sell them relates to the original product or enhances the value of it. For example, let's say you went to a surf shop to go buy a surfboard, right? You go to the surf shop and say, hey, I just want a surfboard. The first time you're at the checkout line, you go, hey, you know what? Do you have a wetsuit? No, I don't have a wetsuit actually. I'm not really looking for one. Well, I got a wetsuit on sale. It's 10% off. You're gonna need it. It's cold. Boom, you sold the guy a wetsuit. Then you go, hey, did you get surfboard leash? You're gonna need it, otherwise you're gonna lose your board. Yeah. Then he goes and buys a surfboard leash. What he did, he came in to buy a $200 surfboard. Now you sold him another $200 worth of accessories. That's cross-selling. So cross-selling is offering similar products that people might need for the core product they look to buy. What you need to do is ask for the sale. So many people don't do this. They just expect customers to walk in and buy something. And you see it all the time in retail. You walk into a store, how many times does someone never ask, do you need help? Would you like to buy this? This looks really good on you. So many businesses, especially in Spain and locally, I find, don't interact with the customers enough to get as much value from them as they can. I could walk into a clothing store looking for a shirt. I'll walk out with pants, a jacket, socks, underwear. If someone would have just sold to me. And so many people fail to do this. They fail to cross-sell. The trick here is don't ever upsell or cross-sell before you got the core sale. Before they have committed to buying the milestone product, don't even bother. Because what you'll do is you'll scare them away. So you go into the surfboard, And what does the guy do? Oh, you need this, and you need this, and you need this. What you thought in your mind was you're spending 200 euros. But now this guy's telling me I got to spend 500 euros? I didn't come here to spend 500 euros. So get them to commit to the first sale, then get them in for the next product by explaining to them why they need it. They'll start to want it. Psychologically, they've already said yes to you 3 times. Oh, a great example. I was going to say a great example of cross-selling is McDonald's. How many of you have ever gone into McDonald's and just got a burger? Probably no one, right? You go to McDonald's, you get the fries, you get the Coke, and in America, you probably biggie size it, and it's like 32 liters of some soft drink. Yeah. So what does this do for McDonald's? They make 20 cents on a burger. If you go in, you buy a Big Mac, they make 20 cents. You go into McDonald's, and you get a value meal, they make $1.55. Like, the profit enhancement is literally insane by them selling you fries and a soft drink. And every restaurant should be doing this. They should always be trying to get as much value from the customer as possible by giving them related products. Step 5 is actually pretty simple, and that's kind of obvious. It's keeping in touch with your customer to get them back again and again and again. And I call this constant communication. It doesn't mean spending a lot of money on marketing. What it means is taking advantage of services that are available to all of us for free, right? It's free for everyone to set up a Facebook page. It's free for everyone to send out email. It's free for everyone to start a Twitter account. There's tons of other services that are out there that I don't even know about probably that are free and put you in communication with your customers on a regular basis. And when you're in communication with your customer, don't just talk about the stuff that you want to sell them. Talk about what's going on in your business. Get personal with your customer and develop rapport, which is incredibly important to gathering their trust and getting them psychologically attached to your business. So if you're able to do this, constant communication, you will get customers coming back again and again and again and again, and it's so easy. So how does scaling impact your bottom line? Let's say you have a nice little business in Gib and you make £7,500 a month. That's a pretty good business, and a lot of us would be really, really happy with earning that. It's a good profit. Imagine you use step 1 through 3 just to get 3 times the amount of customers you had, and assuming your cost of goods haven't changed, and assuming nothing really core in your business changed. I'm not going to start doing like an accounting exercise here, but just pretend everything stayed the same. You multiplied your customers by 3. Now you're making $22,500 a month. Now if you start implementing upselling and cross-selling, you're making $67,500 a month. And if we start marketing and we start getting these customers to come back to our business multiple times in the year, say they came back 3 times and they only used to come 1, what does that result in? That results in £202,000 a month in profit simply by implementing these steps. Now you have a business which is worth £2 million, £2.5 million. So you went from that to that, and you could do that in a year if you pull it off the right way. Now, I've seen businesses implement this strategy. It doesn't cost a lot of money to do. It's very, 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 very good for a startup, because if you don't get past step 1, you don't have a business, right? If you can't give your product away for free, you don't have any chance. And the fact is that 42% of businesses fail because they are unable to sell their product and build a market for what they're trying to do. So that's a sad reality, and actually the failure rate for a new business is quite high. So you have to do everything you can without spending tons of money to generate this deal flow. And once you get that deal flow going, things tend to work out. So that's about sums it up for me. I hope that was valuable for you.
Thank you very much, Chris. Anyone has any questions before Chris goes away?
Yeah, sure. Questions are fun.
Simple question. Just say you're doing legal services or accounting services.
Yep.
How can you give something away free just to start?
Well, I mean, actually, this is a good question, because a few years ago I had a tax problem in the U.S. and I had to call up a tax specialist to deal with it. And the reason I called him was because he offered a 30-minute consultation, which basically described to me what he could do for me, how he would do it, and how much it would cost me. And I ended up using him, and I ended up resolving the problem really, really quick. So, I mean, it's really a free consultation. Get them in, show them you know what you're talking about, prove to them in the consultation that you could do the job, and I think you'll get a lot of business from that. There we go.
How would you apply this when your main consumers want their attention rather than their money? Say you're not selling a product, but instead
You're trying to promote user awareness.
Yes.
Okay, so like a social network or
yes, possible.
okay, so let's say you want to build a social network. It's a little bit hard because what you're trying. See, like this process really is not requiring users necessarily, it's requiring customers who want to spend money. But I guess you could apply it towards someone towards user growth. You have to just let them know, like in step one, benefits of joining the social network. And I think what you really need to do is actually support step one, which is going fishing in the right pond where those guys hang out. So whatever type of thing business is trying to launch requires like user scale. You need to go fish and get users that encourage their friends to join up. Like Instagram is great for that, right? You sign on with Facebook, tell all your friends you're on Instagram, start posting pictures, and then before you know it, you have like 300 friends.
But what would if the main attraction is not the people that are on it, rather the content that's going to be there?
Okay, so like a content network.
Yeah, content based.
Okay, so you trying to sell content, or are you just trying to give content away for free?
Give content away for free.
Okay, so how do you monetize?
I'm assuming advertising.
Okay, so you're going to put Google ads on the site and try to monetize that way, or
something similar to that.
Okay, so actually what you're doing is really interesting because like in bloggers, what you're trying to do is step one in this whole process, which is a lead generator, lead magnet. So what you need to do is your product's information. You need to give away some interesting information which is valuable for whatever keyword the person's searching for. So like let's say someone was searching for how to set up a business in Gibraltar and you happen to have a blog on that. And then you have an ebook for sale or something, some sort of affiliate relationship with someone else. What you would do is you would optimize all of your keywords so that your product ranks really high on Google. You'll get search traffic. Once you start getting search traffic, then you entice them with free information. Hey, enter your email and I'll give you a free report on how you can start setting up your business in Gibraltar. 10 steps you need to set up a business in Gibraltar. Something like that, and you can apply it towards whatever it is you're doing. That's how I would do it. Anyone else? No? Feel free. I'm around anyway. So.
Thanks once again. We've got a very interesting talk from Wayne Elliott, who's the commercial director of the La Sala Group. So please give a warm welcome.
Hi guys, good evening. Unfortunately my discussion and presentation is not quite as formal, maybe not as informative as that, but it's certainly an opportunity to share with you a little bit of background of La Sala, our history, how we started as a business and really where we are today. We all really need a reason to start a business or to become an entrepreneur. Mine was quite interesting. It was some inspirational words from an old manager of mine. You're fired. So that really inspired me to sort of start my own business and sort of go on my own. But La Sala is a really interesting business. I've worked and operated with a business partner in Spain for 20 years. Our whole strategy and our belief is around partnership marketing. We believe in affinity. We believe in aligning with brands that have mutual data, mutual clients, mutual sort of marketing strategies where we can align their needs and their customer base with our own. And we initially created a business here in Spain called Football Village. And the reason I want to share that with you is Football Village was a business that was born out of partnership marketing. It was a business in 2006 that really aligned with Premier League football clubs at the time. Every man and his dog was selling property in Spain. On every street corner, somebody was trying to sell Spanish property. We had the opportunity to really create a unique proposition, which was by way of aligning with 12 Premier League football clubs and going out to their clients, to their corporate marketplace, to their fans, and actually giving them security, giving them a reason to buy primarily on the Costa del Sol on one particular development, and the client actually taking trust and confidence in a brand that they already bought into. So the brands like Arsenal and Newcastle and Celtic and Rangers, all of that gave value, all of that gave credibility, and it created an audience for us. Partnership marketing creates audiences, and we were regularly creating events where 100 people would turn up, and they were there to listen, to understand the opportunity, and because it was so compelling, because of the client sort of offering and the client proposition, then they bought into that, and we created development in Estepona that sold 350 properties within a 2-year period, and that was really on the back of partnership, relationships, and marketing sort of partnerships and development. La Sala was really born out of that business. We had a number of key partners in that, all football related, and we believed in creating, or we wanted to create further businesses whereby we could follow our own beliefs, our own values, our own passion, and we ended up stumbling across a very small beach club in Portobanús. At the time was called Mush Mush, and just next to the Ocean Club, and was a derelict beach club, and a group of us, 10 of us, of which I was one of the co-founders. I have David Bentley with me today as well, which ex-England international, 200 Premier League appearances for Spurs, Blackburn Rovers. David was also one of our co-founders. There was 10 of us together, all in love with Spain, all in love with Portobanús, all in love with creating experiences for our friends and family. And we followed a belief that we had. We followed a passion to create a beach club that fulfilled the fact that we wanted to take our families, we wanted to bring our friends, we wanted to offer value for money, we wanted to create an experience that people could match to their own needs, whether that was spending on fine wines and champagnes and Chateaubriand, or whether it was people that wanted to pop in and have a club sandwich. And amazingly, the beach club that we created at the time was Buddha Beach. Buddha Beach sort of turned from being a small idea with a small group of friends into a multi-million-pound business. It led us to creating a further flagship restaurant that has continued. So that the Buddha Beach was 2008. 2010 we launched La Sala, which was Portobanús, which again we're very fortunate has continued to grow and grow. None of which we've ever taken for granted. We have continued to build reward programs and loyalty programs. We look after our customers, we incentivize them, we motivate them, we thank them, and we're fortunate that they continue to come back and frequent our venues. That led into a nightclub, and we've created other restaurants off the back of that. So today, or in Spain, we consist of 5 venues. We have La Sala in the UK. We took the La Sala brand because of the entrepreneurial spirit that I feel we have as a business. We decided to try the UK. We had a lot of UK interest, so we created the first La Sala in Essex. So we have La Sala Chigwell, and we were approached by Sunborn. Sunborn we very much see as a resort hotel. They have amazing facilities. It's an amazing 5-star product, and we had the opportunity to create a La Sala experience here. We've learned along the way. I think we've learned that we can't please everybody in Gibraltar. La Sala in Banús is a very different product, that we can have the sort of Prince of Monaco and a hen party for 12 sat alongside each other, all having a great night. Doesn't quite work the same here, and I think very quickly we've realised that we've taken learnings along the way. We listen, we take feedback, we're out there in the marketplace, and as a business, and I think any startup needs to continue to listen to its customers, needs to listen to the feedback and evolve and adapt along the way, really. And I think that here we continue to do that. We think we're in a great venue. We love being part of Ocean Village. I was with the tourism minister today, with the owner and chief exec of Ocean Village, and we are excited by the potential of what Gibraltar offers, and our whole principle of business is working with others. We want to create experiences. We want to create social and dining experiences that people enjoy. But you really do have to listen to your customer to create the experience that they want. And we work hard in particular as a group, but we work hard here in Gibraltar to achieve that. Data is really important to us. Our rewards program is something that we really sort of embrace. It's something that we really sort of look into. It's a way of us being able to communicate and build loyalty with the clients that we have. It's a way of understanding what their spending patterns, their needs, their habits, their preferences are, and we tailor our business and our offering to them. We believe in rewarding loyalty. We believe in adding benefit, and as a group, we don't take any visit for granted. We value every opportunity. We value the opportunity to host this event tonight. We would love to become the venue of choice for entrepreneurial initiatives, for startup businesses, and we, as a business, want to invest in those. We want to invest in creating a community that sees La Sala as the hub of that activity. You know, we have amazing facilities here. The Sunborn is fantastic. The Sapphire sort of bar here gives us an opportunity to host private events. Our La Sala restaurant gives us the opportunity to look after sort of groups, from weddings to, you know, the bunch of diners that are in there tonight. And we want to embrace our involvement in Gibraltar. Sorry. So, you know, on La Sala's behalf, we welcome the opportunity to be involved in these types of events. We thank, obviously, the guys behind sort of Startup and you know, to invite us along. I have David here. David has been with La Sala since the start. He was one of the first investors back in 2008 that believed in business outside of football. David himself maybe wants to talk about how he started as a footballer, as an individual, and his involvement in La Sala, but we'll give him a quick 5 minutes. And
yeah, that's enough. I might need more. I think it's about investment, right? You're all interested in investing in things and so on. No, I'm joking. Of course, I know what I'm talking about. I invested in La Sala a few years ago. I had a plan as a young boy. I was always thinking, as my dad and my granddad and so on were talking to me, no one's ever your boss. You always do what you want to do when you want to do it. And I played football, and it was my platform to grow. And I developed money from there. And I looked to take that money and invest it somewhere. And La Sala was one of the first options, and I always got told that you invest in people. You invest in their ideas. You know, sometimes you think you have the best idea. You lay there at night, you think you have these great ideas. You sit there in the quiet moments and you think when someone's talking, your idea is better than what they're talking about. I always had the opinion that somebody else, sometimes, their opinion, their point of view, their idea, their creation is better than what I'm doing. So I took it upon myself to invest in their opinion. And La Sala has worked. La Sala is growing, and I got involved at the beach level when it was a beach club, and it was just a creation from my friends. I actually got involved in Football Village when we were doing the property and investing in, you know, renting out properties and doing the basic thing that you invest in. When any investment, when you have any money, you invest in these small apartments. You buy two, you rent out two, you make so on money. We all do it. Everyone here has probably done the same. But the investment in the beach club is a big gamble, and anyone who tells you to invest will tell you never to touch a restaurant because it's the biggest failure that you could ever touch. But I decided to invest in a restaurant. So I went totally against it, but in what I knew, I invested in the people, and Wayne and Ian Radford and Claire, his partner, were the people that I chose to invest in. I invested in their idea, and the idea grew and grew and grew, and it's grown into a multi-million-pound business, which is, you know, God bless it. It was whether it's luck or whether it's is something that's, you know, is something we all believed in, and we attacked and we took on. It would probably, you guys here are more intelligent in business than I ever think I am, but I think you recognise the ability of, I recognise the ability of other people, and if you were sat in front of me, I would invest in you most probably if you had some good ideas. Have you got any good ideas? Anyone? No? Okay. But this is the Sala brand, and we developed it as friends, and it was a good thing to invest in. It was it's developed into a bit of an animal now, and we're taking it to different places and taking it to Gibraltar and so on, and now I'm talking and I don't know where I'm going, but it's
7 minutes.
it's a great thing. Yeah, how long have I got? Oh, we had 5 minutes, but yeah, can I sing a song or is it all right? All right, okay.
All right, well, let's give a warm round of applause for Wayne. So, just briefly, I'm just going to wrap up things. It's been very interesting to hear, both stories. Chris's sales funnel, particularly now I know how to get the clients to pay money. But yeah, so thank you very much, everyone. It's this has definitely been the most well-attended event we've had to date, and we're keeping going with that momentum. We're going to have these meetings every month.